First thing before I start this video, so a few of my next videos are probably not going to be edited the best because my computer died. I'm not even sure how it happened. There was a Windows update and it was just like, ooh, I'm going to commit suicide now. So I don't know what happened. I tried everything to go and recover it, and pretty much all the things I tried to that I looked up pretty much just didn't work. I even went and tried a full system recovery. I know I had to go and delete everything, but not even that worked. So had to go out and spend $500 on practically almost on a new computer, and because of that I pretty much lost everything that was on there. All my pictures are gone, including the Badger pictures I used for some of my more anti-social justice warrior videos. All the videos I made over the years are gone, and clips I used in videos, and everything like that. So I'm gonna have to go and start over on that kind of stuff again, and pretty soon I'll go and re-download all the video editing software and everything I use. But the first thing I need to do is I need to go and download my antivirus thing again, and for some reason I'm having problems with it. So my mom and I are going to go and try to solve it over the next few days, and hopefully get that out of the way so I can re-download everything without having to worry about getting a virus and just get everything solved. And it really sucks, since I was making a new intro at the time. I was going to use the Danny Phantom intro, or not the intro but the outro, and it was looking pretty good at when I was making it. I liked it. So once I get all this done, I'll go and try to get back to that and everything else. And I also had another video on there that was actually not mine, it was someone else's, but it was technically a lost video that they went and deleted, and I had it on my computer, so now it is gone forever. It was an Alpha Omega Sin video, actually. It was just a 17-minute stream of his, and it somehow went and messed up, and I just went and downloaded it on my computer just to go and upload it on YouTube one day. So should have uploaded it a lot earlier, but I didn't, and now it's gone forever. Nothing we can do about that. Okay, so anyway, Samurai Jack is now about a year old. The 5th season of Samurai Jack. It's been a whole year since that season premiered. And back when it first aired, people, of course, loved it. It was a great follow-up, or not a follow-up, but a continuation. It continued where the series left off, and for the most part, everyone loved it. There were a few tweaks here and there that people didn't care for, but everyone seemed to like it. I liked it. It was really, really good. Everything about it I pretty much liked. And yeah, this is pretty much going to be a video about, is it my opinion the same a year later? Do I still care about this and that and everything in between? Is it still a good series? Does it still hold up, or was just pretty much just we were all hyped up, and it's the hype that when it made us like it, kind of like with the first Star Wars movie and Episode 1. So yeah, this will pretty much just be a video of, does it still hold up or not? And because I can't really do much editing, I had to go and look back at this, back and forth, so like I said, nothing I can do about that until later. So, the story, it takes place 50 years later, and for some reason, Jack hasn't went and aged, and it seems to be a side effect of traveling for time. So, because of this, and he hasn't been able to get back to the past, and he has to keep fighting these monsters, he's depressed, he's sad, he's angry. He's just not the same person he was back in the original series. In the original series, Jack would always go and save these towns and these people and try to make things better. Here, he'll think about it, be like, am I in the mood today to do this? I don't know. So, he might say them, he might not, but in the first episode, he decides not to do anything about this one town, and it goes and backfires because he later feels bad about, and it's all thanks to Scaramouche. And it also goes and affects Aku. He's also depressed because Jack hasn't aged, and he's just tired of the same old thing. He's given up on trying to go and kill him, and he just doesn't care anymore. He doesn't even care about taking over the world completely anymore without him. So he too is depressed and just really just doesn't care anything. And it is really bad for both of them. But it seems that someone is going to go and try to go and help Aku, and that's the High Empress. So she goes and gives birth to 7 daughters and decides he's going to go and have them go and kill Jack. So she trains them all over these years by giving these really harsh tasks and just abusing them and telling them all these lies that Jack is the evil one and Aku is the good one. But obviously that's kind of a lie. So they get trained to be these big assassins to go and try and kill Jack once and for all, and have Aku go and take over the world. But maybe Jack will be able to go and convince at least one of them to go and join his side and then finally bring peace to the world. So the story is, to me, it's pretty good. It's not top-notch stuff, but it is still pretty good. It's darker than the original series. In the original series, you probably wouldn't have seen the daughters going in and getting abused by going and being put into the hot coal and getting it stuck under his skin or anything like that. And the original series was pretty harsh at times. In one of the first episodes, it had that some of the dogs who were going on and pretty much being crucified or something like that. It was pretty dark at times, and this one went and took it to a pretty good level. Not too much, but a pretty good. One of the stuff I liked about it was that it didn't get too violent at times. Whenever you have a sequel series, sometimes they like to go into just take it up in so many levels with blood coming out everywhere and the characters cursing left and right, and it's just like, this isn't a follow-up, it's a terrible fan fiction. It's what a friggin' 14-year-old fan thinks the series should be like, not what the real fan thinks the series should be like. So I'm really happy that they didn't have too much gore in it, they didn't have too much cursing, they had a little bit more, but they still kept it true to the original source, which was really freaking good. That I freaking liked, so I gotta applaud them for that. Then we have the characters. As I said, Jack is all sad. He's depressed. He's really not happy where his life is going. He wants to go back home, but there's no way he can too, because it seems that all the portals are gone, and it's gotten him to become really depressed. Depressed enough that he's thinking of committing suicide, which is something you would probably never see in the original series because he's always so upbeat. I mean, in one of the episodes, he's just looking around happy, and we're like, where does the magic begin? So it's really something you would never see in the original series, and you can't see where he's coming from. I mean, if you were trapped in this time you were not from for 50 years, you weren't aging, there was no way back anymore, and just you don't fit in, it would probably go and just mess you up quite a lot, and it did it for Jack. And I'm glad they didn't at least make him a dick. I mean, some shows go and do this, they just go and make that person just completely unlikable, just going like, back off, and then punch him in the face or something like that, and just trying to go and get away from the person who's trying to help him. No, I mean, he's a little mean at times, but he at least tries to go and let people help him, and he won't tell anyone to go and just go and F off or anything like that. He's still a decent person, so I'm really happy that they went and did that. And then there's Aku. Pretty much it's the exact same with him. He's also depressed and everything, and I do like how they handled him. How he's just given up, because you probably would too. And a lot of people were kind of iffy on his voice. I can see where people are coming from, but to me personally, it was good enough, because I mean, you're usually not going to find the exact same kind of voice. It's really hard to go and find the perfection. Because, I mean, you can even say that for the Looney Tunes. Mel Blanc, who voiced pretty much all the original Looney Tunes, ever since he died, I haven't really seen a complete, accurate Bugs Bunny. I mean, there have been some close ones, but I haven't seen one that was like 100% like his. And it's really hard to go and get that original voice down. I think just for many voice actors and actresses, it's really hard, or maybe they just think that they can't do it and they don't want to top him. There's like, if I do better than him, people might go and see me as this character, not him. So maybe they kind of go and make it a little different on purpose, so it won't be the like the originals, and people will remember the original more than this person's. I hope that made sense. So I can see why people didn't like the voice too much, but to me, it was really good. This was the same guy who voiced Iroh in Avatar: The Last Airbender in the later seasons, and Mako did it in the earlier seasons, just like he did with Aku, and I think he did good with Iroh as well. I mean, just like Aku, you could hear a slight difference in voice. It wasn't, I guess, as raspy as it was for Mako, or maybe it was the opposite way around, or no, Mako smoked, so I think it was, yeah, he had the more raspy voice, so it wasn't gonna be perfect, but it was good enough. I liked it, and to me, it was probably just gonna be really hard to find anybody better than him, so I like that. Then we have the Scotchman. That was a terrible Scotchman accent. And we didn't really get too much screen time with him. He only really appeared in about 5 minutes in the first episode he appeared in, and then probably another 5-minute appearance in the other episode he appeared in. So there wasn't too much of him, but when he was on there, he was cool. I really liked him. He was in a wheelchair. He didn't care. He was just like, "We're gonna get you a coup!" And he just doesn't care, and he has all these daughters who, I mean, did he have all those daughters with the same woman, or has he just gone from girl to girl, having his fun nights? I mean, all the daughters look pretty much the same, so who knows, but he has all these daughters who are helping him, and he just wants to go and defeat Aku, and even when he gets killed by Aku, he doesn't care. He's just like, "I'm still gonna fight on, and we're gonna find Jack and kill Aku." So I really liked this character. I liked how they didn't make him just some kind of old man who thinks he can't fight back or anything like that. No, he's gonna fight back and gonna try to defeat Aku no matter what. Then we have Scaramouche. This character I ended up really liking. He was pretty much all the comedy in the series. Every time he was on screen, I was pretty much chuckling. There was that scene where he was trying to go and get on the boat, and he was trying to on all those bodies, and they all failed. And when he finally got on the boat, he took off, or the body took off him, and it looked like a freaking dick. And then after the guy walked away, the Scaramouche was pretty much just like, "What the freak? Looked like a talking penis." And I was just like, did they just say penis on Samurai Jack? I thought I misheard it at first, but and then he was later riding the octopus to Aku's tower. Just every scene he was great. He was great, and I really liked him. And I wasn't expecting him to come back after he was killed in the first episode. I just thought, well, he's dead. I wonder what other villains we're going to have back. And then about 5 episodes later, he comes back. I was like, oh, it's him! What's he doing back? And he ended up being really critical for Aku to get back to his normal self and going and restarting everything. So he was a really good character, and I ended up really liking him. The High Empress. Man, this person was just scary as... What's wrong with her? I mean, she was just friggin' nuts. I mean, she's going around giving birth to all these daughters and training them to go and kill Aku, and she goes and praises Aku for whatever reason. We don't really know too much about her backstory. We don't know who she is, what she looks like, why she likes Aku this much. We barely know a thing about her, and that's something I really wish they revealed. I wanted to see who the High Empress was. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't have been anybody who appeared in the original show, but still, we all wanted to see her face. But even without that, she was a really cool villain. I liked her. She put chills down my spine. And when she first appeared in that one episode to go and face Ashi, I was like, oh god, what's she gonna do? Don't hurt Jack, don't hurt Ashi, just please, okay? Please don't do anything. So, man, she was just a really, really cool character, and I'm not sure who I liked more, Scary Moose or High Empress. I mean, for a comedy relief villain, obviously it would be Scary Moose, but for just a great villain who is evil and just dark and just you want to stay all the way away from, the High Empress wins that. I mean, there were times where I thought she was more evil than Aku himself. Because you think that not even Aku would go and do the things she did. When she went and threw her own kids in all the hot charcoal, even Aku would be like, jeez, I'm staying away from you. So, she was a great villain. I liked her, and I just wish they revealed more about her. Then we have Ashi. So a lot of people were mixed between Ashi, but I really liked her. She brought a lot of development to Jack. She's the reason he got happy again. She's the reason he got back to his original time. She was just a really big impact on the show itself, and I really liked seeing her develop into this better person. That first she's just it's all mean, saying all these terrible things, and then Jack has to go and show her the ways and the truth, and she goes and develops into a much better person, and I really liked going and see that. I mean, I also liked all her designs. I thought her little green dress design was really cute. I was like, oh, that's nice. I like that. And then those little worm things go and eat it off, and you see her naked for a second. But yeah, I really liked her. She brought a lot of character to the show, and the sisters didn't. The sisters didn't have any character. I don't think any of them even had a name. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do probably have an official name. I think most of them do at least, but they didn't. None of them really got called by their name or anything like that. So they didn't really have any personality. We knew nothing about them at all. So just really can't feel too bad for them. But for Ashi, I liked her a lot. She was great, and I'm glad that they didn't make her a big character. Let's look at the action. As I said, I'm glad they didn't put too much blood in here. I mean, there was more blood than in the original. In the original, they got away with it by doing oil. Because whenever one of those beetle things or anything else would go and get chopped in half, all this oil would come out and it would get on Jack and drip. So it was obviously supposed to symbolize blood, but they made it oil to go and get away with it. So that was a smart idea. But with this being on Adult Swim, they could get away with some blood. In one of the scenes in one of the first episodes, this wolf was going and fighting all these beast-like things, and the beast things goes and grabs the wolf and just throws it, and a lot of blood comes out, and then later the wolf's going and biting the beast, and a lot of blood comes out. So there was blood, but just not too much, where like a head gets chopped off and a freaking fountain comes out, and you're just like... So I'm glad with that, and the battles were often pretty intense. I really liked the first battle between, the big battle between Jack and the daughters of Aku when they're in that forest. That was epic, because Jack was just going like, make your choice. And they're like, our choice is to choose you! And then Jack's like, very well. And he goes and just obliterates all of them, and it was really incredible. It was just like, yeah. It was all great, and then, let's see what other battles were there. Should have refreshed this before I started watching it. There was that battle when they were in that giant ship and they were going and defeating all those worms. That was also really cool. Not as cool as between the Jack and the sisters, but it was still a really fun battle. all the battles were just really intense and pretty much got you on the edge of your seat. And I'll get to the very final battle in a minute. We'll talk about that one in a couple minutes because it was different. But for the most part, all the battles, they were great. I loved watching them, and the ones between Jack and the sister, just that's what pretty much got me to go and say, yeah, this series is gonna be really good. I know it. So the relationship between Jack and Ashi. So when it was gonna become clear that these two were gonna become friends and stay together, one of the debates was, should they become a boyfriend and girlfriend, or should they become a father and daughter like relationship? So the fan base was split on that. I myself was on the relationship thing for them becoming a boyfriend and girlfriend, but I can't see why some people wanted the boyfriend or the father-daughter thing. It could have worked out since Jack, I guess, technically was older and he was this father figure. He was wiser. He knew about the world, and he had to go and teach the Ashi about the world just like a real father would. So I can see why some people wanted the father-daughter relationship, and I guess it's sad for you people that it didn't work. And to me, I kind of knew from the start that it was going to be a real relationship between them. It just they had a few hints, because I'm not sure if it was a real hint or not, but in the scene where the Ashi defeats the High Empress, after she passes out, the arrows around her are in the shape of a heart. I'm not sure if they did that on purpose. Maybe it was just a complete coincidence, but to me that seemed like a hint that she went and defeated and defended Jack for love. So maybe it was symbolism, maybe not, but that's what I saw it as. And in the episode after that, it was pretty much just confirmed after that they were going to be a couple no matter what, and a lot of people didn't really care for that episode. They thought it was filler, but I myself, I did like the relationship between Jack and Ashi. I thought it was just really cute. I think Jack deserved to have a girlfriend after being a virgin for over 50 years, because when you're the 56-year-old virgin and not the 40-year-old virgin, it's a little worse. So I was happy to see Jack just be happy, have this girlfriend, and just see them develop together and become this great couple. Okay, then we have the animation. So the animation was pretty good. It was pretty much a lot like the original, but in HD. When Jack came back to his original self in his original costume, there was just something I couldn't point out that looked different about him. I'm not sure if maybe it was because he was in HD, but it just looked so different. Maybe he was taller, maybe the colors were brighter, I don't know. It just, something looked different and I just couldn't point it out. So it took some time getting used to, but by the last episode, I was completely used to it. But the animation is really nice. Some series, when they have a new continuation, they use the stupid new Flash animation that you see for a lot of cartoons these days because it's cheaper, and faster and everything like that. And it's just the way the characters move. It's really bad. You can tell it's just really lazy and just you really hate it. But for this series, it was really true to the original. It was smooth. It was nice looking. Just the colors were great. The characters moved really fluently. I love the animation on this. It was spectacular. So I am happy that Cartoon Network put a budget in this show and let the show shine and be its true self, rather than hold the budget and have it pretty much just be this YouTube project that just some people probably would have hated. So that I'm glad for. Okay, lastly we have the ending. So the ending was really controversial with fans. Let's start with the battle. We have the big battle between Jack and Aku. Finally, we're gonna get the big battle between them, the huge, big, giant battle we've been waiting for Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, Jack's friends are coming. Yes! Oh man, he's made some of his friends into Aku's minions. We're gonna have a big battle here. There's gonna be deaths left and right. It's gonna be really sad seeing some of these characters die. Oh, but it's gonna be a big grand battle, and just see who wins, which will be Jack, and just Aku go like, no! After Jack goes and kills him. It's gonna be great. And the battle was just okay. It wasn't terrible, but it was just really mediocre. So a lot of the time was just dedicated to go and show all these characters from the old episodes, which is fine, but did they really have to show that? I mean, they could have just had the characters show up at the battle, and it wouldn't have ruined the plot that much. They could have just said, Aku, we're tired of you. We just want you gone, and they pretty much just go and explain everything. They could have let that part where all the characters are introducing themselves out. And just, we have all these people battling each other, and just, it kind of did take away from the part where Jack and Aku should have been fighting each other. And we didn't really, I'm not even sure if Jack and future Aku even spoke a line to each other. I know Aku went and said a few things to him, but I'm not sure if they said a thing to each other. Which is kind of just bad, because these two have just known each other for so long, and they don't even say a word to each other. So it was just a really disappointing battle. And then the part where they get back to the past and face the past Aku was even more disappointing, because he kills him in about 10 seconds. I know he's weaker, he's the past Aku, he's not as powerful, and he's also hurt from the past Jack from hurting him, so that I understand, but I mean, the death was cool on that he went and took the sword and put it to his head, and then he was like, no more, and then jammed his sword into the ground, and Aku's body went and spread everywhere, and the place exploded. It was cool looking, but it was just a huge letdown, and I really think they just should have worked on it a little bit more. And then there was the death of Ashi. A lot of people were also mixed on that. I was really kind of hoping she would stick around, and as soon as when they defeat Aku and she was like, ugh, and obviously kind of hurt, I knew she was probably going to disappear. I was just like, oh god, it's going to come any minute now, I know it, but a few minutes later when she was walking down the aisle, I was like, maybe they aren't going to do it, maybe she is going to, she fell down and disappeared. And just, to me personally, I think they should have stayed in the future. What I think they should have did is that Jack has some kind of vision of his father and his mother and all the people that lived there, and he's just like, look son, we had our time, it was terrible, but you are at your new home now. You have a lot of new friends, you have this girl that loves you, these people see you as your savior. We had our time, and it's gone. Now you need to use their time and become their savior, become their king, and save them. He should have gone and said something like that, and Jack would have a hard time accepting it at first. He'd be like, no, I want to stay with you guys. And then eventually they do convince him to stay in the future, and then he goes back and goes and defeats Aku, and then they stay in the future. Jack and Ashi get married, have a kid maybe, and then they become king and queen, and make sure the land is always going to be safe. That is how I should have seen it, because it would have gone and linked to that the original ending where with the big blue guy, I forgot his name, the Guardian, I think. So because in that episode, in the really end, they had Jack all dressed up like a king, so it would have been linked to that. So they could have still done that, but when they went and brought him back to the past, I knew they weren't going to do that. They were going to have him stay in the past, and I didn't think the ending was that bad. I mean, it made me cry, I admit, and it was really, really sweet when they had the last still and Jack was looking off onto all the hills. It was a really sweet looking thing, but I still really wanted the other ending. So, and the message. The message of it is pretty much that you really can't have everything in life. Not everything. You can't just, how do I put it? It's just that, yeah, you really can't have everything. If you want to be truly happy, you have to give up something. And it's kind of like it's pretty much that same message in Spider-Man 2. In order for pretty much everyone to be happy, Peter has to go and shove Mary Jane out of his life. Even though he wants to be with her, he wants to marry her, he knows that in order for her to be safe and in order for everyone's lives to be balanced, he can't be with her. So they had to go and give up the thing they want the most. And for Jack, that was Ashi. So I guess that technically was the message of the last few minutes, and I can see where they're going from, but it just didn't ring for me. So overall, it was a really good series. I liked it. The animation was beautiful. The voices were good. The story was also well written, and I just pretty much just liked everything that was in it. There were a few bad things in it. Of course, the story was kind of rushed. They only had 10 episodes. They probably should have at least had 12 episodes, so they could have a two-parter on Jack and Aku, and then maybe have another episode on something else. And then that way, it could have probably been balanced a little bit more. So, because they had to go and rush through things, it just didn't turn out to be the complete best. But overall, I did like it. I thought Scary Moose was a great character, the High Empress was scary, the animation was really nice, the battles were intense, and then just, it was still really faithful to the original show. The only thing I didn't really like was that it was a little rushed, and that the ending wasn't really the best. And even for people who just didn't care for Ashi at all, even they didn't really care for the ending that much. And when the DVD came out, I was really hoping that maybe, just maybe, they would have an alternate ending in there. Just, even though I knew it wouldn't be complete animation, just storyboard, I was hoping that they would include that, but it wasn't on there. So that was just kind of a disappointment. But to me, yeah, 1 year later, it still holds up. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. If you haven't seen the original Samurai Jack, I recommend it. You can just go and get it on DVD. I think they have the complete series right now. It's, last time I checked, which was a long time ago, it was about $80-something, I think, maybe a little bit more. So get it. It's a really good series. I liked it. I'm really glad it did get the proper ending, even though it's not exactly what I wanted. It did get an ending because not all shows get to have an ending. Some of them just end, and it's just going to be left up to debate. Maybe the creator would go and say online, oh, this was going to be the ending if we had a chance. But other than that, it's just always going to be left up to the fan to decide. And here we at least got an ending, and we should be thankful for that. So, Samurai Jack, still good. Even though you have a few bad things about you, I highly recommend you. So, thanks for watching, and have a great day. And because I don't have my original editing skills for a while, I'm just gonna put my hand up to the front and just turn it off. So, bye. Yeah, I'm turning it off now.